man.
Who all's left here?
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
No. Any questions? Back there, Daryl. Thank you.
Coach, what did Kyle show you tonight? Maybe that that you haven't that you were looking for. Did he show you what you wanted to see from how things went with the Arizona State game?
Yeah, I thought it's like I said before, it's a tale of two halves. I thought that our ones in the first half really operated very, very efficiently. We were up around 50-some plays, I think, in the first half alone. We moved the ball with the exception of the first two plays defensively, and then really settled back down and played. I thought that our ones, our first unit, played very, very well in the first half across the board. Offense, defense, special teams, really handled some things and did what they were supposed to do. I thought he was efficient. What was he? He was 10 of 13. With 3 touchdowns. That's pretty high quarterback rating. So we wanted to get Kyler in there and have him play with the ones behind the good offensive line. So with about 7 minutes, which is double the time he got last against Arizona State in the first half. So, he was 9 of 14. So I think the biggest stat was in the first half. I don't know we got stopped once on third down.
Yes, sir. 8 of 9, and defense was 0 of 8.
Yeah, so we stopped them, and that was the big deal in the first half. The second half, completely different. And so, the message is that we talked after the game that the guys who are in the game the second half have got to be better. They've got to play better. They've got to eliminate mistakes. We had turnovers. We had far too many penalties. We had balls on the ground. We had, 2 times where the penalty took a touchdown off the board, and we had sacks and penalties that took us out of field goal range with that group. So, all that being said, it was great work for those guys, and now, it's a reality check for them. You got guys that want to know why they're not playing or, what the problem is. Well, all we got to do is watch this video But the good news is we've got some guys in there that are going to help us. And so practice from here on out, that's what that's going to be about for those guys, to make sure their level of play is equal to the guys that are in there in the first half. And if we can do that, we can be a pretty good team.
Other questions? Over here, Zach. Hang on just a second. We'll get the mic.
Coach, since Daryl asked you about Kyle, what were your takeaways from Kyler's performance tonight?
I thought I just covered that.
Kyler's?
Yeah, when I said that he was 9 of 14, had a touchdown. I thought we forced him into some situations where we wanted to see him check some things based on the front, the run game. I think he tried to settle in the pocket a little bit more than he did a week ago. And because of that, he was okay. I mean, he was. I thought the whole first half was pretty clean by everybody, and I don't think there was any exception. I think in the second half, behind a different line, some different things happened, and he was probably a little bit less aggressive in the second half behind that other line than he was in the first half. So, both guys. I talked to him when we took him out and put Jake in. He was in good spirits. He was, those guys are playing and playing to win and competing every day, and so that's a good thing for us as a team. That's a good thing for them.
Down front here, Mark.
Coach, obviously had a look at an empty, renovated Kyle Field. What did you think when you came out and saw 102,000 people in it?
It was awesome. We were at the hotel we were staying at last night during Midnight Yo. You could see the fireworks. You could hear them, actually. And like, what is going on? Because I didn't know there was going to be fireworks last night. So, we're in the window looking at that, and then all the Periscope, all the Twitter. And our players, today we're all buzz about, getting in there. So what a great atmosphere. And just like I said, it's hard to make Kyle feel better, but we did the impossible. And it's a great experience, a great fan experience. I think being closer to the field, the noise is awesome, and it's a great players experience. And so it was really neat. To run out there the first time, and our players were excited, and I thought that energy level showed early. And it's good to be at home, and it's good that everything's done now. And I know that we appreciate it as a football team to have and be able to play in the finest football facility, college football facility in the world, and we don't take that for granted. What was the attendance tonight?
104,213.
Okay, so I didn't know, but I knew it was probably more than 102. So it looked like there's people on top of people, so that's all right. And hopefully, we're going to do our part to try to put a product on the field that will make people excited to be here. And this thing goes hand in hand. It's the home of the 12th man, and we appreciate everybody that makes Kyle feel. And it's a team situation here at Kyle Field. We got to put a product out there that our current students and former students are proud of and appreciate, and hopefully our level of play and our energy level reflect that.
Daryl in the back.
I know you got a lot of guys in tonight, but can you talk a little about, and Kwame did fumble the ball late, but can you talk about what he brings to the field? Because he did bring some excitement, and he busted some pretty big runs.
Yeah, last week the question was who's 54? Well, tonight it was who is Etway. So he's, we keep breaking these guys out every week. Hopefully they got great stories. Kwame's a young man who's very, very intelligent. And came to Texas A&M. Actually had some scholarship offers to some other schools, but wanted to come to Texas A&M for his degree plan. Very, very smart guy, engineering, and chose to come here as a student first, and then walk on. And then I'd be lying to tell you that 3 months ago when he got here, and that he was going to rush for over 100 yards in the opening night of the new Kyle Field. I'm not going to take credit for all that, but we're glad he's here. He gave us the opportunity to get Trey Carson off the field, who's had a pretty rough game that first game with a lot of carries and pretty physical game. Then come back tonight and start off the way he did. He had
10 carries.
Yeah. 10 carries,
59 yards.
59 yards. So
touchdown.
And a touchdown. So that's good for him. And it's gotten to the point where people just expect Dolezal to do his thing. So Kwame's the new Dolezal, I guess is the way we can put it, because Dolezal's got some competition right now that he didn't have before, and that's a good thing when you got two guys like that to come to practice, come to work, and you guys know we put those all on scholarship this year. So Kwame keeps playing like he's playing. Look out, because he's got some real juice, and he learned from sticking that ball out at the goal line. It's and robbed himself of a touchdown, but also in a critical situation that can cost us. So we're happy he's here. He's a guy that doesn't say hardly anything. Went in there and did his thing, and he was all smiles after the game up until that fumble, because we got on him pretty hard. But he can help us.
Anything else, Zach? And then Daryl, you go ahead, and then Daryl first. We'll finish with Zach.
Coach, I also wanted to ask you a little bit about Bryce. He did have the touchdown. How much grief will he catch on that turf monster that tripped him up?
Yeah, that was bad. I told him on the sideline, I said, you pretty much have guaranteed yourself of one of two things: either the not so top 10 in the ESPN or the "Come On Man" segment. So I can. That was awful. But he's getting a lot of grief from a lot of our players, including himself. He was embarrassed, but he does a lot for us, and he's a backup on about 3 or 4 different deals on special teams. He's there, whenever anything happens. We had a situation last week where Trey Carson, really broke his helmet and had to come out of the game, and James White was out, and so he just went sprinting on the field, played his play, and came sprinting back off. That's where he is. He's a great team guy. Our team loves for him to do well. And we used to call him, we do call him the human victory cigar, because when we put him in there, usually the game's over. But based on him tripping and falling at midfield and not getting tackled, and Kwame's gaining on him right now. So we got a little competition back there for who the victory cigar is going to be this year.
All right, Zach, wrap us up.
Coach Devontae had the big pick 6. Can you just talk about his performance and how he's progressed as a senior this year?
I asked him, I said, I was thinking on the side, I said, have you scored since you've been here? He goes, no, Coach, that's the first time I've scored since high school. And he broke on it. He's gained 10 pounds. He's the Devontae that we've all wished he'd be. He really took the offseason serious this year. I think he's heavier. He's more experienced. Heck, he's been playing since his freshman year. So, he needs to be good. I mean, he's played a lot of snaps here, and I think physically he's at a point where he can handle it, and mentally he knows a lot. And then let's just be honest. I think the style of play that Chief brings with more man-to-man, a little tighter coverage, I think that plays right to his strength, and so he's played a lot of football here. We need him to play like that, and we need him to be that kind of corner for us the way we're playing defense. And a pick 6 for us is a big deal, and like I said, all the snaps he's played, he's yet to do that until tonight. So for him that was a big deal, and for us that was a big deal.
Coach, thanks.
All right, thank you.